Hello and welcome back to my channel. Jacob Payton here, and I'm going to be talking about Destroyer of Worlds by Larry Correia. If you all have seen the other two videos I've done on this, I really like this series so far. This is, of course, the saga of the Forgotten Warrior, and we are once again thrust into Ashok and Thera's world as they are basically reunited at this point and leading the survivors, or not just the survivors, but the cast list and kind of their ragtag army into a safer location, essentially. I guess let me read this. Destroyer of Worlds, a champion still standing. Ashok Vadal, once a remorseless and highly effective protector of the law, is now the reluctant military commander of a throng of rebels and misfits, and turncoat to a treacherous empire bent on the mass murder of an entire caste of people. Even now, the great extermination has begun. In the capital, Grand Inquisitor Omand Voken hatches a plot to kill every member of the untouchable caste in Locke. Meanwhile, Ashok's former brother-in-arms, Lord Protector Devidas, has sworn to hunt down Ashok the traitor and his rebel sons of the Black Sword. The rebels seek the secret kingdom spoken of by Thera, an unpredictable prophet who follows a nameless and forgotten deity. It is a paradise where water is pure and food plentiful, and best of all, where there are no caste and no slaves. Ashok has his doubts such a place exists, but he knows the capital is determined to destroy the throngs who follow Thera, and all like them. The empire may be mighty, but if it is war the capital wants, then it is the war they will have. He has faced down gods and demons before and overcome them. Now the champion and defender of the untouchables of Locke has a name. He is grim and implacable. He is still standing despite all the world's thrown him. He is Ashok Vadal. Yeah. So why you should read this book? A, it's really good. If you've read the first two books, this basically ties up a lot of loose ends. We get a duel we've all been waiting on, kind of between the current Lord Protector and Ashok. I'm not going to spoil how that plays out. We also, the Great Extermination has begun. We get to see the ramifications of that. Jagdish finally goes home, and we kind of get to see what his home life becomes in Vidal. And we basically get to see more power plays and how they're shaking out, because obviously not everyone is siding with Omand. So while Omand is basically grasping down his control of the capital, there are other cities and other clans that are kind of starting to break away from that. So it is kind of looking like, book 4, it might be a whole civil war, and not just against the rebels. But once again, those types of things are only hinted at a little bit in this book. So it is going to be exciting to see what happens in book 4, which I think comes out in April. I don't know what I'm going to do after I read that one, because I think that's all that's slated for this year. Because I am, at this point, pretty invested in this series. It is a whole lot of fun. The biggest thing I think that happened in this book, for me anyway, was we got to see how guns or fortress magic was going to play out in this book, in this series, and in this world, and it is devastating, right? We already know from book 2 that fortress magic is able to cut down protectors, right? It shatters armor. I mean, we're talking muskets, at best. At worst, it's the Aquabus, the A blunderbuss type rifle that predates the musket. But either way, it is highly effective, and it does what it's supposed to do, which is basically become an equalizer, right? If you can aim and shoot the musket, you don't have to be born of a warrior class. You don't have to train all your life to still kill a warrior. So that is basically how that is working. And I enjoyed seeing that. I mean, it's going to definitely be something that's going to help turn the tide, especially in book 4, if there is bigger and bigger all-out wars between the sons and, better trained and better equipped armies. But we'll also see there is a lot more, obviously, in this book that I don't want to give away, but just know that a lot of the things that have been building kind of get to play out in the series, so that was really fun to see. In the beginning of the book, very quickly. Ashok and Thera are now a thing, which was kind of something that was being built up to, and I am glad that that finally happened. Other than that, I don't want to spoil too much, because I do think a lot of the things, you know, if I do spoil it, it's not going to be as much fun to read. And also, there's a lot of wow moments in this that I think you guys should get for yourself. So if you've read the first 2 books and you want to read the third, I highly recommend doing so. Or if you read the first book and were kind of mad on the second, definitely check out the third. The second book was slow in parts for me. I didn't really like that. I like that book a lot, but I have had some friends tell me that it wasn't their favorite between the 3 books. So if you don't DNR on the second, go ahead and read the third or try it out. I did enjoy this book a whole lot. I think it's worth reading. And I'm excited to see where the Saga of the Forgotten Warrior goes. If you've read the Saga of the Forgotten Warrior, if you read the first 2 books, or you want to read them, or you've heard good things about them, or you didn't like them, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.